Fashion that back in. Will only find the head of the defense. And now released out to the flank. The counter back is Pande sprinting into space. He has support. Kakande wants the ball. Jonah Patrick Kakande to tip it up, and Jude Samugabi puts the ball into the back of the net. A sweeping move for the Cranes, and they lay down the gauntlet. As always, the willing runner, and we talked about the willy shapeshifter in Patrick Kakande. Just slipped into that space. And first time touch, laying it to the path of Jude Samugabi, nutmegging the goalkeeper. Slam, bang. Uganda Cranes 1, South Africa Bafana 0. Going for the far post, Mutakuba brushes and a ball is tipped in. Well, will it count? The offside flag comes up, and that will not count. Oh, the Uganda Cranes have just been handed a get out of jail free card. Another look at a very exquisitely crafted chance. It came through, and yes, that will count definitely as an offside. Joe Mutakuba was on the ground, and there were a couple of players here as Mapelele, well, stabbed that home. Molefi Nseki takes time to issue a few instructions. And the decision is made by the video assistant referee. South Africa have managed to... And that's one that is hasty, and a chance in the box area. Rifles the ball into the back of the net, and the South Africans have turned it around. Tabiso Kutumela stabs home while the Cranes were in complete disarray. Well, his reputation should have been enough to warn the Cranes. Instructing, that's the presence of mind, that's the sense of skill, that's a predatory instinct. Kutumela, one touch, one shot to the back of the net. And the Bafana have turned the tables around here at the Nelson Mandela Stadium. Because ultimately, his pocket picked here by Ludlu, who now launches the counter-attack. Keegan Dolly makes the sprint. The ball is spaced out here to Tabiso Kutumela. Tries to cross the ball in. Joe Mutakuba goes in. Well, he's left wandering about, and Ludlu will attempt to fashion out the charge. And he sinks the Cranes. The Beto has done it. The Mini Cooper has put the Cranes to the sword. Exuded them. Another look at how the goal did come about. Joe Mutakuba going walkers about. Keegan Dolly smart enough to draw him out. And then with time and space, makes no mistake, Ndabayitheswa Ndlodlu just angling it beautifully to the back of the net, to the dismay of the Uganda Cranes and the millions of the Ugandans who are...
Hello, a very brilliant morning to you. Happy Sunday. Wherever you're catching us live from, let's say thank you so much for always being part of the biggest show right here. This is Sararights TV, and this is where we give you exclusive analysis in the world of sports. In the, of course, so many actual trending stories in terms of sports. They're developing so quick in there. Of course, the biggest one is Samson Sizokuti finally stepping down as the head coach of Western Province in there. Of course, we shall be looking at the preview of the game between Arsenal and Liverpool Football Club at Anfield. Of course, the biggest one is also on the Football Club making statements in what we call the acquisitions of players into the big league. Of course, a number of players already training with the Caterpillars, and we shall be giving you some light about who are some of the players who are currently training with the Caterpillars in there. And then above all, Dennis Onyango's call-up back to the Cranes team has got a reason behind it, which I'll be breaking down into nitty-gritty. Of course, this show is sponsored by Sabiri Rama Global Ventures Limited. And of course, they deal in a lot of activity. They do it in money lending. They do deal in what we call procurement and logistics management. They do it in supply of goods and bids in there. Of course, you have to look for the services of the biggest. That's why you always see us running every day here at Sararights TV. Of course, we shall be here to give you the best when it comes to sports in there. Remember, This is the biggest sports show right here in Arua City. My name is Senior Zero, the host of the show. I have the privilege to have got my colleague. First of all, you're most welcome to the city of Sararights TV. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks, GEROH, for welcoming me to today's program, and thanks the producer. And it's really a beautiful morning, as I can say. What's making a trend in this West Nile today is the Arua City hosting cancer run, which is so very important, and I believe most West Nilers really got some benefit out of it, because that cancer run is really it's run every year, and if you also to break down other things that the health centers cannot achieve, and I'm really so privileged. And what's also making me interested
to come up to the with that motive of coming to run, and that it is raining. That is something rarely seen in Arua. Of course, the people of Arua fear rain like nothing, and the crowd was really massive when people were running for the cancer run.
No, if you can see, people really programmed for this cancer run, because it has been programs like 2 to 3 weeks back, and due to the rain, I really give privilege to the West Nilers, though it rained heavily, but people really turn up to show that they really have to support the cancer run, and I'm so proud of it. And it really happened, and it took time, and everything went successfully.
But what does that one actually testify about Arua generally when it comes to cancer run? Of course, we never know whether this rain was all over the country, but this was a run which is all over the country. In Kamba, people were running, good people were running, but here in Arua, it was kind of rainy one, but people were really massive. What kind of approach can you give to the people of Arua when it comes to the cancer run?
No, people are just trying to give their privilege. People are just trying to give their sincere support. That even if it comes rain or sunshine, they are still there to support the cancer run. They are still there to support any run, any organization. And to me, that was just the only thing.
All right, cancer is one of the deadly diseases that we do have got in our country, and it's kind of affecting us so badly in there. And that was a noble cause. And the people of Arua were kind of massive when it comes to running for the cancer running there. Of course, it has been managed to see that cancer run machines are kind of brought into the country, cancer medicines are brought into the country. That was the idea as to why this run was kind of organized. It's an annual thing, and I can tell you the population, or is the crowd that came in, the crowd that had got the votes for the cancer run, I can tell you in Arua it was massive, and there were other actual organizations who didn't actually take part in this kind of run, and the other individuals who even didn't make it, but they were able to place some money. I can tell you, the people around the transport road offered around 1 million Ghana shillings in one of the most actually brilliant ideas. I think this is one of the noble causes. If the government can equally come with that kind of support with what people are offering in this noble cause, we could be seeing cancer being eliminated here in our country. It's one of the deadly diseases that we do have got in Uganda or in Africa generally. Cancer is real, and it affects, if it's treated earlier, it can be of great importance to one another in there. Of course, let's leave this one down. We'll talk about Samson Sizo Kuti. Of course, we know this is the biggest agenda here in our show. Of course, Samson Sizo Kuti finally stepping down as the head coach of Western Province. How do you see that one for Western Province? Of course, someone on Samson Sizo Kuti Kasba, we thought he could be one of the brilliant actual personalities in the team of the Western Province, but surprisingly, he steps down. And it has been reported 2 weeks after early that last time I talked to Mike, who is the manager of the Western Province team, he did tell us they are soon going to reveal the actual players who are going to be playing for the Western Province. But all of a sudden, up to now, this list has not been revealed, and the secret behind is the step down of Samson Sizo Kuti, and Western Province is now looking for a head coach. And what will this one actually simplify to Western, or what will this one mean to Samson Sizo Kuti generally?
GEROH, thanks for your question. As I can say, Samson Sizo Kuti here, he's a brilliant coach. He's a young, talented coach. He knows how to manage players. You know how to relate with the players in terms of bad things or good things. You know how to convince. But him stepping down, and maybe there has to be one or two reasons why he has stepped down. And you know, in football, as a coach, and also if you...
Of course, he did tell me that the reason as to why he steps down from that actual role of being the head coach, he had told me he can work with the province team but not as the head coach. He can work as the assistant coach or as the fitness coach. He can work, but when it comes to the head coach role, he cannot work. Of course, he has now stepped down from that role. Of course, last season he was the head coach of the Western Province. He was working closely with Sadat Lolo. Of course, Sadat Lolo is also set to join him at Pakwati Youngsters. So he thinks that he's now having a lot of responsibilities. He cannot handle that head coach role for the Western Province team, and it is not evident that Samson Sito Kuti would never be on the touchline as the head coach of Western Province. And he said last season he had got a lot of indignation from the public. He had got a lot of criticism from the public again, and sometimes giving the player the facilitation kind of stuff was kind of challenging. And he said a lot of things, and Samson Sito Kuti final stepping down. What does this one mean for Western Province?
Not for bad. It's going to affect the Western Province team because, as you see, most players love him. As I told you before, he's this kind of coach who know how to relate with players or in A or an OB situation. And him stepping down, trust me, is going to leave some gap there because now, bringing in a new coach, so this new coach is just trying to come with his new tactics or his new ideas of how to relate with the players. But trust me, and to me, as I could just say, as Samson Kuti steps down, maybe they should also try to just maybe to convince him. Maybe they should first sit down to analyze as a coach. Trust me, let me first say something. As a coach, trust me, when you go in the touchline, trust me, there are some people who respect you, some people who will not respect you. They will even intimidate you, they will even abuse you, they will, as fans, they only want what? Result. But I know, you see, as a coach also, when you also don't control your emotions, yeah, it can also hurt, you understand. Maybe also the other reason why Samson Okuti stepping down is maybe the top leaders or people who are above him. Maybe they are not answering him in a proper way, maybe in terms of equipment or respect, something like that. You know, in football they also as a coach, maybe I can say, I want to go with this thing, I want this and this, and if you fail to provide for me, trust me, I'll also lose focus there. So maybe there's just a minor misunderstanding. To me,
the reality
there's some misunderstanding.
He said open as Samson Sito Kuti. I have the evidence, and I had a communication with him personally like this. He told me the reasons are very clear. The pressure from the public.
That's what I said.
One, he told me again the issue that he resigned down was the people criticizing him of his tactics.
Yes.
And above all, he reached up to the semi-finals with the Western Province team last season, and he said that in coaching, you needed not to spoil your reputation. Of course, going up to the semi-finals was one of the plus for him. When the public don't criticize him like that, so he feels like he has got other responsibilities to perform. Of course, at Pakwati Youngsters, he's not currently contracted, and he said this is one of the reasons why he decided to quit down. Always a step down from the head coach role. And then above all, he said majority of the big name players, he thinks may not easily come this time around to come and play for the Western Province because majority of them are playing their trade outside the country. When you look at the Western Province team, I can tell you 90% of the players play their trade outside the country. It's only a few who are current here in Ugandan football, but majority of them are in South Sudan, others are in Ethiopia, and others are around the continent. So all these things, I think, has not added to him that fear factor. Of course, he thinks he doesn't want to spoil his actual reputation with the Western Province team, and those are some of the challenges that he pointed out to me.
Maybe the reason why he's stepping down is because of Pakwati youngster contract. Because I know people are going to expect him to do a lot.
But the reality at Pakwati youngsters, he has been offered that much money at Pakwati. 16 million Uganda shillings is on table for Samson Sito Kuti in the team of Pakwati.
The reason why I'm saying is because he's going to serve two masters. In what? Here you're with the Pakwati. Here also you'll also come with the what? With the province team, everything will be piled on you. You understand? Maybe the reason why he has stepped down is he wants to concentrate on this other contract. that he had just newly got, because people are really going to expect high from him. Then to Western Province, it's a what? It's not always, let me say, constant. People come for break, people go to their respective clubs.
Yeah.
They'll also come. You see, that thing can also affect your what? Can also affect your
work, your performance.
Your performance, because you'll be expecting to work here. After finishing here, they'll go somewhere. You'll also come here with the frustration which was here. You'll also bring it here. You understand? I think to me that's the reason why Caesar say he wants to retire from the province team. Maybe he wants to concentrate on this other contract that he has got. To me, I think that's the reason why I'm not trying to understand it.
So,
He's not a bad coach. He's a good coach, but I think he wants to build now a legacy. Then after winning from here, maybe he'll also now take a step to come back. You understand? As Caesar, he's just newly in the Western Province, as I can say. I think he needs also to take like something like 2 to 3 years to also understand the province league. You understand? Because yes, when he was doing well in the on Duparaka and Arua Hill, yeah, people gave him that green light. People thought that yes, he will make it. Yes, he made it. But I think Caesar came to his understanding. Maybe he was like let him first come as maybe like an assistant coach to first understand the drum league, because this league is one of the toughest league. Because if you fail to manage this league, trust me, you will lose respect. Because in terms of signing, in terms of selecting players and how to manage assemble them. This it's like more of Champions League. Trust me, it's very hard. I think that's the reason why Caesar say I want to first retire. He wants to first observe. Like maybe he's going to take like 2 to 3 years to understand. Maybe when he catch up, then he'll also come back.
But let's first talk about the element of big name players not turning up for Western Province this time around. Of course, the rumors that I'm getting indicates that the majority of the players are saying that they have not been facilitated to their expectations, and 90% of these players are likely not to fit up for Western Province. What will that one affect? How that one affect Western Province in terms of their quest? I mean, to win another trophy when it comes to FIFA drum.
GEROH, let me be clear. You see, these players, they only earn when they play, and they only give their best.
But that matter, but the man that
let me come.
The man always given to them is kind of meager.
Let me come. Now, GEROH, now you're a coach. You have summoned me to play for you, right? Now I come to you, I give my best, but at the end of the day, you give me something little. Won't I be frustrated? Because I know this is the only opportunity that can help me to feed my family, that can help me to get something out of it. And if I give you my 100%, and at the end of your return is maybe less than 50%. Trust me, I'll lose focus. Next time when you assemble, maybe I will come. I'll not give you my 100%. Maybe I'll also go there. I'll also start talking ill about you, because I came to you, I gave you my 100%, and at the end of the day, your package to me was not healthy to me, was not supportive. I think that's the reason why most players are trying to run away, because they are not real proper financed, they are not properly managed, and you know their only survival, I can say it's their only office. Yeah, it's their only office to earn. So they take it serious, and if you try to mishandle them, trust me, that's when you lose everything.
All right, let's first talk about the breakdown of something of course. Is it down to the rotation that has been actually amended last season in the Western football? Of course, you all know the drum games were basically played here in Arua, and the fan base is always very massive. And then last season, the officials came actually with an initiative of about tour in West Nile. Of course, these games were taken to Navy, these games were taken to Jumane. So was that one actually attributing some season to poor performance for Western Province, as fans were being actually chatting, fans were being actually accusing him of having that actually awful performance actually with the team? Of course, it should be one of the factors attributing to his actually step down. Of course, this rotation kind of things can easily affect the player itself, and it can affect the team performance. Of course, once you're played in a neutral ground, you get acclimatized to the weather, you get acclimatized to the stadium atmosphere, and you get acclimatized to with that environment in that particular area. But this has not been the case. Of course, we've seen some of these players playing in what we call in good facilities. Of course, most of them play their trade in Ethiopia with those good facilities. Players like Fireman who played abroad, good facilities. Most Abad has been out to playing in Libya, good facilities. And you're playing in a low ground that seems to be a little bit sloppy. And again, you want to go and play these games in Boma ground, that's got no perimeter fence. The place is bare, empty, no grass. So all these things kind of contributed to something actually suggestion that all decision that to quit as the head coach of Western Province. Do you attribute to that?
Maybe I can say it in a smaller extent, because as I said before, fans, for them they don't want to know about you. What they know is result. I can give you example of Manu. Yesterday they won it, and today they are saying what they are going to speak good about Manu. And yeah, it's all about emotional control, and maybe he has been going a lot of trauma. That's the reason why he wants to step down. Because I can't even give you an example. The reason why even Klopp resigned is because of also trauma. The VRA things, the fans, also the management thing. I'm just giving an example.
Okay, let's first talk about it. The coaches that we think can come in and probably work close with the Western Province team.
Maybe I can just say is let them let him come back maybe as assistant coach, and let them look a suitable coach that can work with him, that can understand him. And me, I know Caesar. Caesar is a good coach who can, in a week, he can even make you to get that fitness. He know how to stay with the players. He know how to Maybe the only thing as he has stepped down, let us also honor his decision. But let us also look for a good coach, and also maybe. You also introduce him.
But looking at the coaches in Western football, who are those ones that you think can come in the problem, take Western to the finals of the drum team, of course, or perhaps win it. And we have got the coaches here in Western. Whom do you think is the perfect one for Western Province?
To me, I'll just call Dudu Bosco back. Because Dudu Bosco has been here from day one when he started Arua. Is it Arua what? Arua. Yeah, there's some academy that he started. He grew up here. He knows players here. He know. I think I remember he even took Western Province to the what?
I remember that when they won it.
He won it. Maybe I can just say let them just call Dudu back and to take over. Then maybe Caesar as the assistant coach. It will work. Or if it fails, maybe Dudu and the maybe. Only just Dudu, I can just say.
Of course. So, why did you choose Dudu out of all the coaches that we have got in West Nile?
The reason why I chose Dudu because I've been admired Dudu for long, and Dudu has really sell most of the players. You see, most of the players who have gone abroad is because of Dudu. He's good at connecting. He's good at he also knows how to manage players. He also know how to build. He knows how to give those drills. He's a good coach. That's why he has never even failed in another club. Once his construct get done like this, do you see the reason they always rush for him because they know he has that mentality, he has that ability, he has that skills of how to run things in the club. And to me, I'll just say Dudu should come back.
So you expect Dudu Bosco to come back when fans allege that he kind of fixed the game against Lango Province. Of course, those were some of the areas that caught the attention of many people here in Western. Of course, they say that Dudu kind of fixed that match. Almost, Lango Province were supposed to beat Western Province.
GEROH, let me tell you something. However much you try to do good, you try to do something good, there has to be some one or two who will take their things negative about you. However much you're trying to be positive to show we are trying. Yes, most players, most coaches, they even criticize. I can't even give you an example let me even give you an example of Sizo Kuti. When Sizo Kuti joined province team, people are saying Sizo Kuti is just going to go with his only players that he has been playing with. But no, Sizo even went far as even Division 4 to pick a player from Division 4 in the names of what? In the names of this guy, Fanny. You see? people always have criticisms against each other. I might do good, but you might come from my back to say, I don't like him. He's doing this, and that's to spoil my reputation. You understand? It's there. It's normal. And there's no one who is smart. There's no one who is always. It's there. People always talk bad about you. People and also talk good about you.
Right. That's what we can give you about the Caesar Samson Sido Kuti stepping down from being the head coach of Western Province. Of course, Samson Sido Kuti is one of the most respected profiles here in West Nile when it comes to football. Of course, he has kind of established himself very well in what we call Western football, and he has kind of give light to Western football to some extent. Of course, Samson Sido Kuti finally stepping down as the head coach of the Western Province, one of the biggest one now. It's not down to the Western FA to appoint a head coach, but rumors has it that it's likely that Dudu Bosco is likely to come as the head coach of their province team. Of course, where are you going to see whether Dudu Bosco will be important to work again with Samson Sido Kuti, or else will be working closely with the work tribe Sabasaba, with whom he worked way back in 2017 as the coach, the Western actually select team that actually played against the Queens Namutima team in there. Of course, this is now going to be one of the interesting things to watch. Of course, we are eagerly waiting, and I'm eagerly investigating who will definitely come in. Of course, Ahmed Fabio is still, in hand, can easily come in and probably make amends for the Western Province. But I can really tell you that a coach in the names of Ahmed Fabio doesn't click very well with our ex-com. I'm talking about Arua Rasul. That's one of the secrets behind. Of course, expect someone in the name of Dudu Bosco probably coming in. If not Dudu Bosco, it's either Waktribe Sabasaba, the head coach of the Football Club, stepping in as the head coach of the Western Province. End of the two will definitely click in there. Of course, it now remains to be seen who will be coming on top actually in that regard in there. Point a picture at Dudu Bosco, that's one. Point a picture at Waktribe Sabasaba. Then again, the third person that I think will be in line in contention is Fabio Ahmed Borini. But the reality is Borini's connection with Riga Rasul is not clicking. Don't expect to do someone in the names of Borini to come in as the head coach of Western Province. If he comes in, that will be after having what we call a massive talk. Okay, after having a massive talk. Of course, someone like Borini, who is currently with their police team, is one of the biggest things for him, and we are going to see who Western will be appointing. And Western Province will be playing against the Bukiti Province on the 7th of September, just next month. And that's some few hours to click into next month, and probably could be seen where Western. The rumors are saying that the game might be shifted to Arua. Of course, Boma Ground is currently busy, and it's likely that the games may be shifted to come, and the games might be shifted here in Arua, particularly at Green Stadium. We are yet going to see whether this will happen. Of course, West Nile, FA, and Udipraka actual management at the point last season had got issues when it comes to paying for the stadium. Of course, when you're hosting a game, you're supposed to actually give some fair money to the management. Of course, it's Udipraka who are managing the stadium, and we're going to see whether all this will come. But at first, they say that the games are going to be taking place at Boma Ground in Yumbe, but the report I'm getting also indicates that the games have been shifted to Arua. So we're going to see whether this will come to materialize in there. But let's first talk about Ondopraka a little bit before we talk about Dennis Onyango. The players who are said to be training with Ondopraka, one of them is Dennis. We all know him. There's one in the names of Edie, who has been playing for Dramata Football Club. He's currently now training with Ondopraka in there. Who are some of the players that is spotted in the team of Ondopraka in there? I'm told there's a playmaker who plays for Arua Airfield. He is into the team of Ondopraka Football Club in there. So, Zuzu, yeah, of course, he is the one who is currently training. These are some of the top players that I kind of spotted with Ondopraka Football Club. Who are some that you have seen training with Ondopraka Football Club?
Maybe I can say I saw Barre, yeah, because during the trial session, they have been all there, and their trials have been fantastic. And even at the end of the trials, they try to give them some conditional match, and they made it, and that's the reason why they made to the top flight. How they called them to join the senior team. As I can say, yeah, as you mentioned about the ED, the No, the Zuzu, yeah, these are all regional players.
And the quality players.
And the quality players, yes. I can say, yeah, they made a right decision to come and train with the Onduparaka FC, because you see, to me, I can, let me talk about ED. As ED, he's a good midfielder. He's a versatile. He can play number 10. He can play number 6, and him training with Onduparaka, I see, yeah, Onduparaka is going to do something in terms of midfield. He's a creative midfielder, and then also Dennis, our right back. He was once in a Koboko Rising Star, and but there are some rumors that is going also around. Airfield is trying to come into contacts with the Dennis and ED, because in the previous day they happened to play for Airfield, the Super 8. That's when they went to play against the Arua City FC. They managed to beat Arua City 1 goal, and the two players were also in the team sheet. They got the chance to play, and their display was really good. It also impressed me, and them joining Onduparaka, I don't see it as a bad. I just see it as a step. They have made a big step. And then also Barre, this player who plays for Kulva Rainbow, yeah, is one of those outstanding right back. Last year when I saw his game against Black Spot, when they came for Uganda, KCC, the guy was really outstanding, and he deserved to be also part of Onduparaka. We are waiting to see, because there's some 20 players, and what I got from the head coach and also assistant coach, that is Onama, that they're also going to sweep out of 20. They're going to sweep some of the players, but we are waiting to see. And when we happen to get the right list, and then we shall also happen to give to the outsiders.
Let's first talk about a player in the names of Dennis Masindo Wanyango. Of course, the reasons as to why he has been called back into the team of Uganda Cranes has been actually put forth by Uganda Cranes head coach Paul Put. Of course, this has taken Dennis Wanyango 4 years minus playing for Uganda Cranes. The last time he featured for Uganda Cranes was way back in 2021, where he featured against Mozambique in September, and he has now finally been recalled back to the team of Uganda Cranes, and it's been one of the biggest collapse in that team of Uganda Cranes. It has actually brought in a lot of attention from the public, a lot of attention from the media. Is Onyango's call-up back to the Uganda Cranes team, one of the biggest one too, Ray. Of course, we have seen him stepping down, and we have seen players stepping down and coming back to come and play for the national team. And the national team will commence their actual residential training tomorrow, 1st of September. That's when the Cranes will actually kick off their residential training ahead of the FIFA World Cup qualifier games in there. Of course, this is one of the biggest one, and it has been reported that the reason as to why Paul Put kind of brought him back into the team of Ghana Cranes is because of his his qualities and his experience and his leadership. That is the reason as to why Paul Put and the Cranes, actually the technical team around, thinks that Dennis Masindo Wanyango can offer to the team of Ghana Cranes. Do you agree to that factor, or is you don't agree?
Now to me, Dennis Wanyango coming back to Uganda football. Yes, once he was he even went out public saying that I've retired, and it's now enough for him to be in a football fraternity. Now him coming back, yeah, it's a good idea, but to me it's a bad idea. Now it's clearly showing to me that these other goalkeepers who are playing within Uganda, who are representing Uganda, it's like they don't trust them. Now someone who has retired 4 years back, then bringing him in, trust me, he's not going to perform like how he used to perform.
But he's still an active player.
Eh? Trust me, he's not going to perform like how he used to perform. To me, I see it. It's like they don't trust these other goalkeepers who have been representing Uganda's.
You have got Joel Mutakupo. You have got the player in the names of Christmas Kusime. He's still into there.
Why can't they give them a chance to prove again? Not every player is always what at their peak. There are some moments where you will have a bad day. There's some moment where you have a good day, a good day. Now him coming back, it's just like it's going to he's going to step on these other young players who are trying to come on board. He's going to step on them. To me, I will just rather maybe let him just be a goalkeeping. Let him be in a goalkeeping coach department to give directives, then to show these other young, talented goalkeepers what to do whenever they're in a pitch. No, not him now coming in also putting Uganda. There's also stepping in a what? In a goal, in also stepping a step. No, I don't see it. To me, I don't see it that. I don't see it clearly. To me, sincerely, maybe. Let just give him that the goalkeeping department, cause he has not got experience. Maybe let him now transform that experience that he has achieved the previous years to these other young talented goalkeepers, so that let them also pick up. You understand? Because remember, they are still young, and they are still on the board, and there are still a lot of years for them to play. Now, if Dennis Oyang will maybe just transform his idea to them, trust me, they're going to do something. Like, let me talk about this goalkeeper who represented Uganda in the time. Yes, that goalkeeper is good. Matters he was also having some loopholes. Yes, everyone has a loophole, and everyone has that how can I say that strength. To me, I will just say let Denso Young, let him come let him just come in the system, and also just to.
All right, let's first talk about the biggest game that will be coming up today in the English Premier League. One of the biggest one is Liverpool welcoming a team in the names of Arsenal at 6:30 p.m. in the evening in the English Premier League. Of course, this is one of the biggest games that we need to give some light about. Before I give you match that we played yesterday in the English Premier League, but let's first talk about the games that are coming up actually tonight in the English Premier League. One of the biggest one is Ray at 6:30 as Liverpool will be hosting Arsenal. What a game to watch! And these are teams that are playing so much for the gong. Most of the people say that this is a title decider, and it has been regarded as an early title decider. Do you agree to that fact? This is a title decider game.
No, not. This is your third game. How would you now say this is a title decider? No. And yesterday I tried to check the last 5 meetings between Liverpool and Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal has been doing good. Most of their game has been good. Now, which means Arsenal is trying to learn something, because during the regime of Klopp, Liverpool has been working Arsenal like nothing. But yesterday, as I was trying to go through their last 5 meetings, if you try to see Arsenal, Arsenal had Arsenal got some improvement. But today's game, trust me, and it's going to be 50-50. Why I'm saying it's 50-50 is now these people, both Arsenal and Liverpool, they all know their strength and their weaknesses. One, today Saka, people are saying today Saka is not there, Odegaard is not there, Arsenal will not play. Trust me, that's wrong. Arsenal is going to play. Arsenal is going to attack Liverpool. Arsenal is going to press Liverpool. The new signing that Arsenal has made. By the way, Arsenal has also made one of the good signings. In the striker he has signed Sararights, the midfielder. This time Arsenal, I think Arsenal learned something from the previous campaign, because they have been having swallow team. But this time, I think they are trying to broaden it up, because the squad depth has been increased, because their Sovereign League, the Champions League is going to come, the FA is going to come, also the Premier. I think that Arteta has got to learn something. And trust me, in today's game, that game is going to be so tight. Then coming to Liverpool's game, if Slot does not change his mentality of substituting anyhow, see the game against the Newcastle. You see, I don't know what's wrong with. Slot is a good coach, but at times his substitute, at times also affects Liverpool so much. The substitute that he made against the Newcastle almost killed Liverpool. You saw how Newcastle came back. It was only that narrow win, 100 plus something. But trust me, I'll just say, that people are going to say that Liverpool is going to win that game. Yeah, they're at home, but Liverpool is going to get some challenges from Arsenal side because those guys, they.
But what are those are the strong weaknesses that the team of Liverpool has?
The strong weakness that Arsenal has.
Liverpool,
the defensive line. Of now, those of Van Dijk and Gomez. No, the Van Dijk and the Konate. There's a way. If you try to see those goals we conceded against the Newcastle, those are just some silly.
That's why you're talking in the perspective of being a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, but let me also speak the truth. Liverpool is a good team, but the only challenge that Liverpool is having is let them first work on their defense line. Konate and Van Dijk, there's some misunderstanding. Now the way out they are rotating.
But these boys have been playing consistently last
Yes,
season.
it is there. There's what we call player form. And today, trust me, if they are not going to polish their weakness, Liverpool is going to swallow like 2 goals in first half against Arsenal. I'm telling you the fact.
Yeah, Liverpool fans are telling that.
I'm telling you the fact. No, the first league that we had, the same mistakes. I was expecting maybe in today's game, Gomez will also be there. Maybe Gomez will be number 2. Why am I saying this? This other guy, Brodley, he's a good defender, but at times, once he goes, he's coming. It's kinda slow. And I will just say that let Liverpool watch Arsenal today. Trust me, that game is going to be tight. I'm not going to say that Arsenal is going to win easy, but I'm just seeing from the look of things, the way how Arsenal had their. I'm trying to compare the previous game Arsenal had, and also the previous game Liverpool had, the weakness and the strength. Liverpool has more weaknesses than Arsenal compared to their squad depth.
All right, let's first look at the team news for Liverpool Club. One of the biggest one is Alex McAllister being back into training for Liverpool Club, and the game against Newcastle United, he missed that one due to a lack of fitness in there. Of course, he is back. The only player who is out for Liverpool Club is Jeremy Frimpong, and he will be out in there against Newcastle United in there. But the rest of the players are okay. So, whom will we pick in that back four? When you have a player in the names of Dominic Soboslai, when you have a player in the names of Bradley in that team, of course, Joe Gomez can still play in there. Of course, Joe Gomez is kind of 50-50 out to feature in this game, but this is an important game, and this is where you need to have a quality squad. But before you give that, let's first give the team news for the Arsenal game. Of course, at Arsenal Football Club, it's only Bukayo Saka who will be out with a hamstring injury, and Martin Odegaard is also earlier enough to feature in this game, and he is likely to feature in there. And Brett Eze will be playing on the right hand side of the pitch. Of course, at Arsenal, it's only Bukayo Saka who is out, and Martin Odegaard. Matis has got that shoulder kind of injury, but he is 50-50 fit to play, and he will be crucial to play against Liverpool tonight at Anfield. How will you assemble your team if you're to be the head coach of Arsenal? Let me first take you to as being the perspective of being a Liverpool fan. How will you assemble that team when you have got a fully fit Joe Gomez, when you have a fully fit Conor Bradley in your team, and which player will you pick to start actually in that line?
No, today's game, if today's game, I'll just say Alson is a starter. Number 3, today I'll start Robertson. Why? These are the Kekas. Yes, he's a good defender. He knows how to close. He knows how to widen. But the reason why today I'm giving it to Robertson is Yeah, the work rate between Kekas and the Robertson. I give it to Robertson because today's game is going to be tense. A lot of defending and then a lot of attacking.
Yes.
I'll give number 3 to Robertson. Yeah. Van Dijk and Konate remains number 2 today. I'll bring what? I'll bring Joe Gomez. Soboslai, who played number 2 last week, trust me, if Slot makes that mistake of putting Soboslai in number 2 today, trust me. Remember, this guy he might feature the captain of Arsenal. Odegaard. Me, I'll give number 2 to Joe Gomez. Then the rest follows. McAllister will be McAllister will partner with the McAllister, Gravenberch and the Wheats. So Busala will come as a substitute. Then in front, my normal boys. Salah, Eketike, and the Kodi Gapo. That's my starting lineup. But for Arsenal, I'll just remain with the same squad that played the previous league. I will not change anything if I was Arteta. I will not change anything. Maybe, it's only what? It's only Saka who's not going to play, right?
What about Martinelli?
Yes, this time let Martinelli start. The reason why I say by the way, the reason why people don't like Martinelli is he likes running. He's this kind of player who always run with head down, what. That's what people always criticize him. But trust me, once the kind of Martinelli are in the pitch, he's going to give a lot of pressure for the against the defenders. At Liverpool, because those guys are pacey and so quick. You understand? Then too, the only challenge is that is now Saka missing. But Arsenal has ever won game without Saka.
Yes.
So they have put their head straight. Even if Saka is not there, even if Samuel is not there, they can still win it. And then midfield, it's kind of good because this new guy is trying to adopt in the system. Zubimendi.
But he's playing extremely well.
Yeah, he's playing well because when he came to Arsenal, people are saying that this guy will not manage, he will not play well like Partey. Yes, he will not play well like Partey. But he's going to have a different tactics. But if you're trying to see the last 2 games he played, very outstanding. Typical number 6. He was always helping his defenders. Whenever they're attacking them, they come 5. Whenever they're pressing, so he's a typical number 6, and trust me, he's also going to do something good for the Arsenal.
But let's break down the impact of the players that Liverpool has signed and comparing that one with the players that Arsenal has signed. Okay, at Liverpool, let's first look at Sararights and Hugo Ekitike. How signing has these players been for Liverpool? Comparing it to the ones of Arsenal. We all know at Arsenal it's Victor Gyökeres who is the biggest agenda at Arsenal, and he has kind of picked the rhythm of the game already at Emirates, and he is clicking it so well. Rating all these players, whom do you think has got a more powerful actual attack in going forward into this game tonight?
It's Liverpool. The reason why I say it's Liverpool is trying to see the defense of Liverpool. You see, during the time of Klopp, Liverpool used to make a counter. But when Slot came in, it's a tic-tac movement, but on a high speed.
Yes.
Once Liverpool receive the ball in the midfield, you see how they'll attack the opponent.
Yes.
That's how you see Liverpool's attack is more dangerous compared to Arsenal.
Then let's first look at the individual contributions of how great importance the acquisition of Sararights and Hugo Ekitike in that team of Liverpool.
Those guys just came to when they joined Liverpool. I think they just understood each other within a moment. Because the reason why I'm saying, if you try to see them, their connection, their ball passing, they know how to read each other. I was thinking that Ekitike and the Wheats will take like 1 to 2 weeks or 3 weeks
to adapt.
But as they are coming in, they just feature. Maybe it's because of the tactics of the coach. You understand? That made them to just adapt it so easily. That's what I can just say.
All right. Let me first give you my probable lineup that I think these two teams will be having. Of course, let me start with Liverpool. At Liverpool, I expect a play in the names of Alisson Becker to be in that goal. Of course, this is a game of high tempo. You expect him to be actually in the goal post position there at Liverpool. Then Conor Bradley, you expect him to be on the right hand side of the pitch. And then Michael Cricket, expect him to be on the other side. And then Van Dijk partner alongside there, playing the names of Ibrahim Konate in that central defense partnership. I think the reason why these guys are not being taken so fast at Liverpool is that's down to the absence of Ryan Gravenberch. He's back in that team of Liverpool to be actually giving them that actual secondary backup to the backup. To the central defenders in there. He'll be playing alongside Dominic Soboslai in that actual midfield too. And then you have Gap on the other side, Salah on the other side, and then supporting who will take it up front will be front with these guys. I think will be aligning up in that actual manner. In the Arsenal, you expect a very resilient and hard-working player in the names of David Raya to be in the sticks, and Calfiori will be into that side of Arsenal in there. And then you have Julian Timber again playing on the other side of the flank. Then Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba again partner together in that central defense partnership for Arsenal. And then Declan Rice partner alongside Martin Zubimedi in that midfield in there. Then Martin Odegaard supporting a play in the names of Victor Jokeres in the front line. Then a play in the names of Brett Eze, and then Nuno Madueke giving their slots in that actual attack of Arsenal in there. Expect a play in the names of Martinelli to start out from the bench. That's according to me, of course. These are two good players who are kind of very offensive in there, and they're quick in decision making. And I expect these players to be stood up in that team of Arsenal. Let me take you through a number of games played yesterday in the English Premier League. Of course, there were a number of the games played yesterday in the English Premier League. The early kickoff was between Chelsea and Fulham, and Chelsea managed to beat them by 2-0 in the, of course, a play in the names of Leonard Garnacho was on the actual stands in there. Of course, he was watching the game at the Stamford Bridge. The Manchester United, they had to beat a team in the names of Burnley by 3-2. Then Sunderland were 2-1 winners over Brentford. And then Spurs were beaten surprisingly by Bournemouth by 1-0. Then Everton were 3-2 winners over a team in the names of Wolverhampton Wanderers. And then Leeds United managed to hold a team in the names of Newcastle United 0-0. This was one of the surprising games played yesterday. And then the games that are coming up today at 4 p.m. sharp, you'll be seeing Brighton and Hove Albion welcoming Manchester City. And then at the same time, you expect at City Ground, Nottingham Forest welcoming West Ham United. Liverpool at 6:30 p.m. will be actually hosting Arsenal at Anfield. We've talked at length about this game. Then expect Aston Villa to welcome Crystal Palace at Villa Park. These are the games that are coming up today in the English Premier League. But let's first talk about transfers, and we'll talk about Mark Guehi. Of course, the latest we're getting indicates that Liverpool are much interested in Mark Guehi. Of course, he has only a 1-year contract remaining with Team Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace are saying that if Liverpool Club wants Mark Guehi, seriously, they have to offer a player in the names of Joe Gomez on loan to them. Then they let go a player in the names of Mark Guehi to Liverpool. Do you buy that idea? Of course, always you think a player in the names of Joe Gomez is still an important figure at Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, as per now, Joe Gomez is still an important player in Liverpool, and then also Liverpool considering to sign Mark Guehi. I think it's also important because if you try to see Konate didn't renew his contract, and I think he's just going to finish this season. And I think it's also high time for also Liverpool to look for a possible replacement, because Mark Guehi is a good central defender. By the way, he's also a versatile player, and at times also when things used to also go bad in Crystal Palace, at times I used to see him also playing number 2 at times. And I think it's high time for Slot also to think wide, because Konate, yeah, is so much interested and taken up with the Real Madrid issue, and I think he wants really to leave. And then also Joe Gomez, if Liverpool happens to also to let go Joe Gomez in a loan to Crystal Palace, but yeah, it will in a larger extent it will affect Liverpool. Because why am I saying this? Because if you try to see Bradley, he's a young talented player but an injury prone. You understand? Then also to Philippon, who has also come. And maybe you understand. And Joe Gomez is a versatile player. At times he has ever played with the Virgin Van Dijk. He has also ever played in a left back and also in a right back. And to me now it all come to to Andre Slot to make a decision. But to me, I see it as a bad move.
Before we talk about Chelsea, let's first talk about Manchester United a little bit. Of course, what we're getting at Manchester United indicates that Manchester United will sign a goalkeeper, and the latest goalkeeper we're talking about is the two goalkeepers who are in line. One of them is Donnarumma and Senne Lessems from Arua, Antwerp. Of course, Donnarumma at PSG say that they don't want him anymore at their squad. Of course, they have got a mutual agreement. He has to look for his own club. Of course, Man City were seriously testing for his services, including Chelsea, and Manchester United is the latest actual club that is trading for his services. Do you expect Manchester United to sign a goalkeeper in there? Of course, is it mandatory for Manchester United to sign a goalkeeper, or is it's not necessary?
With what Manchester is going through, I expect Man United to sign a goalkeeper. Because why am I saying they have tried to give time to those of Onana and these other goalkeeper to prove themselves. Yeah, they've tried, but it's not always 100%. You understand? So it's also high time for Man U to also sign another goalkeeper, so them to create more competition among his name. You understand? Maybe there's only the only two. If this one is today on bench, maybe tomorrow I will also be on the score on the team sheet. Maybe it's also hard time for them to bring. Because the reason why Man U is also doing badly is because of the goalkeeper. You understand? Yes, we try to overlate. If you try to see the defense of Man U, trust me, those guys are really doing great things. The names of the lad, Amaguire, whom they used to criticize a lot, whom they used to talk bad against. Even one time they almost attacked his family because of the bad play. But of recently, this guy has been playing where their defense line has been okay. It's only the goalkeeping side. You understand? I think it's a high time for Man U to polish the goalkeeping department so that they should also have a good squad.
All right, let's first talk about Spurs a little bit. Of course, at Spurs, they are saying that they want a player in the names of Manuel Akanji from Manchester City. And previously, Spurs has been knocking out the door of Manchester City for the services of a player in the names of Salvino. But now, Pep Guardiola said that Salvino is not for sale. And currently, as I talk, Spurs is already in talks with Manuel Akanji. Akanji is already 30 years old at Manchester City. Do you expect a player of Akanji's caliber to quit Manchester City? Of course, we all know Manchester City defensively, they are not all that actually strong enough this season. They are kind of vulnerable defensively. Do you expect a player in the name of Akanji to quit Manchester City and join Spurs?
Yeah, I see it. Why is it? Because now, of late, this guy has not been having playing time. Then too also injury. Injury is now knocking on him badly. And two, also age has catch him up, and it's also high time for him also to change environment. Why? This guy has now achieved everything. He has won trophies. He has got what he has been looking for. I think it's also high time for him to also to go somewhere. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a good player. He's a versatile player. When he was in the Man City, at times you can see him. They use him on the left back and right back, also as a centre back. Him going to Tottenham Hotspur, I assume that's a good move. You understand? Yeah, he's going to have some playing time because of what experience that he has gone through Manchester City. So he's going to use that experience so that to deliver for Tottenham or Hotspurs. You understand? And to me, if he's given the green light, let him make that move. But you see, also Pep Guardiola at times he can also talk like that, and the following day you also see him changing his mind. Because why am I saying this? Pep Guardiola is also this kind of coach who also wants what tall and aggressive defenders in the names of also Akanji. And if you try to see the game time the Akanji had in Man City, I think he's one of the most brilliant African who has performed in Man City compared to, and I think the only two these are midfielder Song. I think these are the only two Africans who are football in and who has also stayed long in Manchester City.
Let's first talk about Liverpool a little bit in that regard. Let's begin from Brentford. Of course, there are talks about a player in the names of Ryan Wissa, who has been touted to join Newcastle United, and the news that I'm getting indicates that Team Brentford says this is going to be a complicated move, and it's unlikely that Ryan Wissa will join Newcastle United. Of course, Newcastle United is already in talks with a team in the name of another Frankfurt striker. I'm talking about Freyani in there. Of course, the player is said to be joining Newcastle United, and then how will this one affect the move of Alexander Isak to Liverpool? Of course, Isak is saying that he doesn't want to play for Newcastle United anymore. He wants to quit. And yesterday, Newcastle United says if Liverpool surely wants him, Liverpool has to offer £130 million for his services. Is that money worth Isak's quality?
That money is worth, and the reason why Newcastle insisted on that 130 million is because they saw the quality of Isak, how he managed to play for Newcastle, and him, because they knew they are going to lose him, and once they lose him, they're going to lose some great player. So in order to lose them, maybe let them also gain something. You understand? I think that was the only they are just playing. That's just a brain work. But to me, I see Isak might join Liverpool because they have now signed a striker, and Isak saying that I will not play for Newcastle. That's a direct decision. And remember, when he signed to live in Newcastle before, there were some privileges that they gave him, that he is allowed to leave the club when his contract has not ended. You understand? So to me, I just think Liverpool is going to get Isak at the end of this transfer.
But still talking about Liverpool, the latest also getting indicates that RB Leipzig are looking at signing Liverpool's 21-year-old midfielder Harvey Elliott is the replacement for Xavi Simons, who was brought over to Tottenham Hotspur. And Liverpool are now looking at other midfielders. They're saying that they want to sign Morgan Rogers, 23, from Team Aston Villa. So do you expect Liverpool Club, once they lose a player in the names of Harvey Elliott to a team in the names of RB Leipzig, do you expect Liverpool Club to sign another midfielder in the caliber of Morgan Rogers? Morgan Rogers is one of the good midfielders in that team. Of course, he has got the Premier League experience. Do you expect him to join Liverpool Club amid spectators linking Harvey Elliott to team RB Leipzig?
I can say yes. Why am I saying this? Because when Slot came in, he got those of Elliott. Those of Elliott and those other players. Those are the players that has been signed by by Klopp. But now Slot has not come with his clear. I think it's only this season that Slot is trying to make his selection in the Liverpool team. I think I see that move. He might leave Liverpool and also join RB Leipzig. Of course, of also playing time. Now of late he's not having playing time. So once a player doesn't have playing time in a club, trust me. Let me give you an example of Maino. He's not having playing time in Manu, and he's forcing his move. You understand?
But of course, Manu said that he's not for sale and he's not even for a loan move. They expect him to be part of the project at United.
Yeah, it could be, but trust me, Maino might leave.
Maino is not leaving. I can confirm that authoritative. Maino
might leave.
He is said to be at Madrid. Of course, when they expect a player in the club of Kobe Maino to leave, of course, the transfer in England is closing down tomorrow. Of course, Matis Cunha is down injured, and he'll be out from Manchester United for a number of actual days in there. Of course, expect a player in the names of Kobe Minor still to be at United. Of course, Sir Alex Ferguson pointing out actually to Ruben Amos to keep hold of this youngster in Manchester United. But all in all, let's first talk about a player in the names of Rodrigo. Of course, a number of teams in England or in the English Premier League were actually seriously looking for his services, and at Santiago Bernabeu, matches he's not having that actual maximum playing time. He is having that love of still playing for Team Real Madrid, and Real Madrid is saying that he is not going anywhere. He will stay put with Real Madrid. Of course, if they want to be competitive enough in the Champions League, in the Spanish La Liga, they have to keep their squad depth intact, and they're saying that they don't want to lose a player in the names of Rodrigo. And I can tell you, it's Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea, not forgetting Man City, who were seriously looking for his services. That is about a player in the names of Rodrigo. Is that one a good decision from Real Madrid, keeping this guy at their home?
To me, if I was still a head coach of Real Madrid, I would still keep this guy. Why am I saying this? Because if you try to see towards the end of the league of last season, the Rodrigo has been one of the most outstanding players in Real Madrid compared to Vinicius Junior. You see, now this new head coach in the names of Xabi Alonso saying that he's not out of his plan. I think to me that's a bad decision he has so far made in his life, because Rodrigo is one of the players who can disturb defenders, who can penetrate, who can give you that. I don't know how to explain it, but he's just some outstanding player. Now, a number of clubs were knocking door to Real Madrid. Liverpool was one of them, Arsenal, and also Manchester City. But now it's high time for also Real Madrid to make their decision. If they really want to prosper again in this season, they should first keep him. They should first hold him, because you never know. Man, injuries are there. You understand? The likes of Junior and this French guy striker, Mbappe. At times, you just play around with them. At times, this one will come in and this one will come as a substitute. You need to keep the player like Rodrigo. Trust me, I've ever watched Rodrigo's game for many years, and he's one of the good. And trust me, if I was a coach, maybe abroad there, if they are to say Rodrigo is on sale, trust me, I'll look for any other possible. Maybe I will just bring him in my team, because I know whether good or bad, that guy can deliver for something.
All right, let's conclude with Chelsea Football Club, and the next we'll get into case Nicolas Jackson is supposed to be joining the team in the names of Bayern Munich due to the injuries that has happened to a player in the names of Liam Delap. Chelsea have cancelled the move of a player in the names of Nicolas Jackson to Bayern Munich. Is that on a good decision? Of course, at Chelsea, you'll be having that limited time when you have a fully fit Liam Delap, when you have a fully fit João Pedro, you'll be having that actual challenge with game time at Chelsea Football Club. And Chelsea is now saying that due to that injury, he's not going anywhere. They have called him back at Stamford Bridge.
They saw it coming, because they really wanted to sell this guy. And at first, I think the first link was Newcastle, right? It was the Newcastle who wanted Jackson. And then later the deal collapsed, and it was the Bayern who started knocking the door. Now Chelsea, I think, calling him back. I will not say bad, because maybe they have seen something from a far distance. You understand, because of injury things. And Delap has just come in. There also some condition. As I can say, Jackson has really adopted the atmosphere there in Chelsea. He knows what. He knows all the how can I say, he knows all the I can just say he knows what they want in let me just say the rules regulated in what Chelsea football fraternity. And this new player, trust me, don't first expect much from him for this season. Because why am I saying he's still a new player? He's still going to adapt to the system with the culture in Chelsea. You understand? And them keeping Jackson, yeah, I can say it's still a good decision because if you try to see Jackson is one of the striker who can also disturb the defense. However much out of 6 he can only manage to score 1. You understand? Yeah, to me I'll just say it's a good move and it's a good decision for Chelsea to still hold on him and maybe in the near future and then maybe that's when they can let him go.
All right, our time is up. Ray, your parting shots before we leave it for the next program to come in.
As I can just say, thanks to Sararights TV, but my view outside there, yes, let's try to control ourselves because you can't know day, and let's not drink and drive. And to my fellow players, let's keep on training hard and it's still pre-season as the season has not yet ended, and let's try to work hard so that you get a suitable environment. Also to my new recruited players here in Onduparaka, it's a good move that you have made, and I wish you guys success, and you guys will still love you and we shall always be behind you.
Before you leave, you are a Liverpool fan. Liverpool against Arsenal at Anfield. Who is winning?
Home is home. You know that. Home is home.
So you expect Liverpool to win?
That's 2-1.
All right.
By the way, that game you don't expect a goal match in like 3. Only 2-1 in favor of Liverpool.
I'll be watching this game across the blue. I know how pressurized Liverpool fans are.
You just call me.
Liverpool fans are much more with a lot of pressure when it comes to their games. Remember the game against Newcastle? I can tell you where I was watching. Liverpool fans were furious about their performance and the substitution that Ancelot was actually making there, and we're going to see whether this will come to pass. Of course, Liverpool has got a very good history against Arsenal at Anfield. History can be written, or the history can be 7.
We celebrate our nation, our future, Uganda, and believe in the beautiful game of football in Uganda. We believe in our mother body. Fufa, Fufa, when the boys and girls aspire to become stars of the Uganda Cranes and the Crested Cranes and the Sun Cranes. Come on, our fans, our gallant fans, our sponsors, at your government to support the beautiful game. One tribe, one family, one religion, one nation. It is our game, it's our country, it's our joy, it's our nation. The past and present stars, the fallen and living heroes, the coaches and referees.